Hey everybody.
Lauren here.
And Ben.
And today is a Ben video.
Yes, but I'm not going to say hey booze because that's your thing.
He refused, but even though you just did it.
It just feels forced.
Even though you just did it.
There you go.
It
feels forced when I do it.
Ugh, whatever. All right, I'm going to let you take it away.
Yeah, so we were coming up with a list of topics for this Vlogmas because there's a lot of days to cover. And one thing that I had wanted to talk about a little bit was, I'll call it self-publishing advice for cheap dummies. Mm-hmm. Because I've self-published several books.
Is this a new book idea?
I don't know, maybe.
For dummies.
And I say that as a cheap dummy myself. So as somebody who didn't want to spend a lot of money, who had no idea what I was getting into, I was given some advice pretty early on that I thought would be helpful because, you know, there was a point in time where I really wanted to publish a book, and self-publishing was something that I viewed through a particular lens. And at the same time, I kind of thought like there's a lot I don't know. I have no idea where to start. Do you decided you contact a company and pay them to do it and whatever? And so there was a lot I learned very quickly with some advice that I'd like to share.
I feel like when you first were like, I'm going to write a book, you just went into it thinking you do like Stephen King, or Nicholas Sparks. He wrote a book and he gets $1 million.
And I feel that's how publishing works, is like, if you can write a book and it has some marketability and you're good at it, then at some point it will catch someone's attention and you can make money doing it and do it professionally. I don't know that I thought I would make $1 million, but
I think
that was the dream. That's the dream. And I want to preface all of this by saying I am by no means an expert. No. I know what I know based on my experience, so that's what I'm trying to share. I don't know that I'd even call this expertise.
You definitely still have a day job, and you definitely still need a day job.
I sell maybe a book a week through my self-published book. It's not lucrative. It's not something
it's a labor of love.
I have not mastered any of it, but I have learned some things that could help people get started, especially if you're looking to not spend a lot of money and you don't even know what you don't know. So that's kind of where this is. And in my experience, the days of writing a book and getting it picked up by a major publisher and making a lot of money, like in advance or whatever.
Like Nicholas Sparks, like I just said,
I don't know that really exists that much anymore. I'm sure that it happens. It seems like it happens if you pay attention to Publishers Marketplace. There are people who get 6-figure book deals, but you've got a lottery ticket chance. I read somewhere recently, I think this might be anecdotal and not factual, but you have a better chance of getting hit by lightning than getting a literary agent. So self-publishing is not what it was.
I feel like
publishing in general is not what it was a few decades ago, in my experience. So it's a very accessible way to, if you've got a book that you want to write or that you've already written and you want to just publish it, and you can do that. It's very easy.
Okay, how do you do it?
So I guess first of all, I didn't understand, but Amazon has made it really accessible. So you go through Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP. There are other options, of course, if you're opposed to doing the whole big company Amazon thing, if you have some kind of issue with that. But I don't know anything about those because KDP is what I did. So, but basically once you have the files, you upload them through KDP and it walks you through every step. So to actually once you're ready to do the self-publish, it's really just a handful of clicks. And there's a lot of resources to understand the pricing and those kind of things. One thing that I did really early on that helped me a ton was signing up for the newsletter of a guy named Dave Gaugran, Gaughran. He's got a ton of free self-publishing support resources. So I read pretty much everything that he has to offer, and it's all free, and he gives you great advice. Yeah, I'll give a link to his website so you can sign up for that. So that was a huge help. But what I really wanted to talk about, besides it being more accessible than I ever realized it was, is there's 3 things that you in my opinion, you really have to just suck it up and pay for. So if you're going to be cheap, there's 3 places that you really can't get away with doing it for free. First is an editor. And I know first and most important is an editor. And I know that there's a lot of folks who have friends who edit books and people who are willing to take a look and maybe do some spell check. You have spell check built within programs like Microsoft Word. There's things like Pro Writing Aid, which I do use. There's a lot of automated or really easy ways to like fix obvious issues, but to have an actual qualified editor with real credentials go through a manuscript and look at it critically, that gives you a real chance of having something that people want to pay money for.
Yeah, and you need
I think what you need to keep in mind is that you're putting a book out there and it's your passion and you are like in love with it and you think it's the greatest thing. You still kind of have to have something people want to buy. And if it's not well edited, the chances that people are willing to buy it goes down severely.
And like having a friend do it, you need somebody that's going to be mean to you.
You need somebody who's not going to spare your feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily mean, but somebody who's going to be honest. You need honest, critical, and it helps. And you have to listen to it too. That's the other thing. You can't be defensive about it.
This is why I'm not a writer. People ask me if I'll ever write. No.
When I get notes back from editors,
I get very angry at editors.
Like, if they want to move a comma within a sentence, she gets mad. So you can't be defensive. You got to be open to it. Take it with grace. Any feedback from an editor is a gift. And so number one is hire an editor. I'll add links in the description of this video to a couple of friends who do that. Yeah. Who are super qualified,
They're
really good at it.
They're friends now.
Their rates are pretty good too. Yeah. These aren't I've met them as editors. Yes. And now we're friends. It wasn't like friends who I decided to have edit my you have to be careful. You want somebody who's qualified and not somebody who just it feels good because you know them. Yes. Qualifications matter with editors for sure.
For sure.
Number two is formatting. Formatting matters.
Wait, formatting? You formatted your own book, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Formatting matters because you want a book that doesn't look like somebody just printed it off their computer and slapped a cover on it. You want it to feel like a book with the title and the page numbers and the alignment, the justified alignment, spacing, font, all that kind of stuff, chapter headings, whatever. Even in an ebook, that matters too, because the formatting determines like where you can flip through the table of contents. So I formatted my own books. Yeah. I've hired formatters also. Yes. You're going to have to spend some money one way or another, unless you're some kind of like Microsoft Word whiz, like Alex Ebenstein, who does his own within Microsoft Word. Like, you can do that, but man, that is technically challenging. There's a lot. What I recommend is a software called Atticus. There are others. I think Vellum is another one that people use a lot. It's much more souped up compared to Atticus is easy to use once you get over the learning curve. And they have really great tutorial videos that show you how to use it. It's a couple $100 for like a lifetime license. So it's a one-time expense, and then you can use it over and over as you publish more books. I've formatted books for other people using it.
Oh, I didn't realize you did that.
As a favor. I've done it a couple of times to help people out. I'm not that great at it. Like, it's very basic.
You're not like some of the people we know are
You can do really fancy stuff with images and adding new fonts. Mine are pretty basic, but Atticus has worked really well for me. They typically will do end of year sales, like a Black Friday sale, a Christmas time sale where it's half price. So watch for that too. Yeah. You can save some money that way. But be prepared to drop a little bit of money on some kind of formatting software, unless you really want to spend a lot of time learning how to do it in a free program like Microsoft Word, which that's beyond my technical capabilities. So that number two is formatting. Number three is cover. Again, unless
we all cover by people.
Unless you are really good with Photoshop or some other kind of program where you can manipulate images, or you're an artist yourself and you can like draw or paint and use that, that's great. Otherwise, you're going to want to spend a little bit of money for a cover artist.
But honestly, don't some of them have like pre-made covers? Yes. You could look into that, and that's cheaper.
Pre-made covers are usually pretty cheap. You can get a really good cover for a pre-made cover. You can usually find them for under $100. Yeah, the full cover. The cover artists that I've worked with have all been fantastic. They're really accommodating. They'll work with you to design if you're doing a custom one, which of course costs a little more. But they'll help you get the files right so that when you go to upload them to whatever site you're publishing through, that you just kind of click and go. You won't get like error messages. Like, there's a lot of technical specifications that it's hard to figure this stuff out on your own. So I would be ready to spend a little bit of money on a real cover, because covers sell books.
Unless you're somebody like Blaine, who we just talked about, who he's good at art too, so he's able to do his own.
This is the part where this is self-publishing advice for cheap dummies. Like people who can make their own obviously know more about it than I do, so you don't need to be listening to me. If you know how to do that stuff on your own,
Blaine Daigle.
If you're like me and you're technically inept and you don't have a lot of money to spend on it, these are the things where I'm saying like you want to be prepared to spend money on those 3 things: on a good editor, on some kind of formatting, either software or hiring someone to do it for you, and a cover. And if you can bite the bullet on those 3 things, then you will have a book that is much more likely people are going to want to buy it. And then you can self-publish it, either ebook, paperback, hardcover, whatever.
Yeah, you do something special for your hardcovers.
The hardcovers is a whole nother dog, So I use a website called Ingram Spark, which is another option for self-publishing, and that's where most bookstores will order books through Ingram Spark. But that's where I get like the dust jackets and that kind of stuff.
I like some people like it just printed on. And I've seen some people do just printed hardcovers, but I prefer the dust.
That's definitely not like a self-publishing 101 effort either. I had Jay Bauer help me with a ton with that.
Author Jay Bauer.
Yeah, and I'll shout out all of the cover artists that I've hired too, and all the editors. So editing, I have worked with Danielle Yeager several times. I've worked with Allison Hodina, and I'll put both of their information in the description. Cover artist, I've worked with Ruth Anna Evans, she's fantastic.
You've worked with MJ Mars for editing.
Yes, I'm sorry, MJ Mars has done editing for me too. Yes, thank you. And then, so Ruth Anna Evans has done several covers for me. She also did some of my logo artwork. She'll just nail your vision every time. You tell her what to do and she gets it exactly right.
Yeah, I really
super versatile, and she just gets better and better too.
She did this one.
She did the cover for Stuck. She did the hardcover, the special edition cover for Home. And then Matt Wildison did the special edition hardcover for Stuck, hand painted.
Which is right there if you want to grab it.
He hand painted this hardcover, and I have the original canvas hanging in my office.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah,
the hand painted.
So that's Matt Wildison. I'll link him in too.
This book is very heavy though. I don't like the paper they used.
Yeah.
But you can see some of the, I saw a picture in here, some of the fancy.
Yeah, Will Gray did the formatting for this.
Fancy formatting. Where is
Will Gray did the formatting.
There's certain pages.
So like the first page of every chapter has this image behind it and white text. And there's a lot of fancy stuff you can do. I don't really know how to do that. Edmund's gotten pretty good at formatting stuff like that too.
Edmund Stone can do it, yeah.
The last cover artist that I've worked with is Don Noble. His website is Rooster Republic. That's his art company. So he did the original cover for Home. Don did, and then Matt Wildison also did the cover for Baby Cry Bridge, my little chapbook short story. And the cover for Hurt People was Dagan Boyd. So we'll put all their information here. If
editors,
obviously
everybody, just put everybody.
I've used all of these folks for horror books. You could contact them and see if they're open to doing something that's not. But
you don't know.
They may know other.
Because I'm sure they could.
I'm not going to speculate. But if you're interested in horror, that's definitely what all of them do. I know Matt's done some of his own covers that are not horror. So
Taylor Gibbs is the girl that did the. If you see the drawing where I'm holding the cookie. And the ghost.
She did our readathon ghost.
I don't know if she does covers.
She's done some covers. I don't know. Okay. She'll do commission stuff for sure, I think. So we'll list a bunch of people if you want to get started, and
message Ben if you have any questions.
Comment here if you have questions about it. I am not knowledgeable. I have done it myself. I have fudged my way through, and I'm willing to tell you how I did that. And if you want to call that advice, we can call that advice.
Okay.
All right. I feel like I rambled quite a lot there.
That's all right. All right. Bye, Booze.
Bye.